we are here to talk about your project.
Mm-hmm.
It is called Coming Together.
Yeah.
That's CUMMING, people, just in case.
Don't blast me. But yeah, she's right. Coming together, not coming together, but coming. It's a sex show. And it's dealing with a couple who's experiencing trouble in their sexual life. A lot of times we talk about going to counseling and seeing marriage counseling, but we never talk about sexual counseling. Sex is one of the biggest issues of infidelity behind finances. You know, people not being sexually satisfied in their relationship. So we want to talk about how to love your partner, how to give them what they're looking for in intimacy. As a writer, you know, you don't want to set limits for yourself as a writer.
Right.
And I feel like as a writer, it's our responsibility to write about things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. You know, you don't want to be boxed in, and we have that creative freedom to do so. And I wanted to show my range as a writer. Like you said, I wrote a church play, I wrote a relationship play, drama, you know, all type of, you know, different levels of writing that I've wrote about. But never touched on sex before, and I think that really kind of shocked my audience, you know, because they're like, what Mo do you want to, whoa, Mo, you talking about sex? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually talking about sex because we're all here because of sex. Yeah, you probably have kids because of sex, you know, so let's actually talk about sex, because one of the things that is missing is the education of how to know your body and how to please your partner or how to please yourself in your relationship. I had conversations with women that never came before, never had an orgasm, you know, and that's crazy because we probably don't know our bodies and what our body is needing and wanting from that individual. And sometimes you have to bring something to the table to make that orgasm happen. And one of the biggest questions that everybody asks, does size really matter? Does size really matter? And we touch on that. We definitely tackle that, and you will be blown away of actually what you actually find out about that. So this is more education than actual, you know what I'm saying, just talking about sex. It's about keeping marriages and relationships together in the sexual aspect of loving and pleasing the person that you're with. And that's what is not talked about. Not in church and not in other settings. Not saying that it is not totally not talked about, but you rarely hear about it. It's a taboo in our black community, you know. If you're over-sexual, you're considered, you know, a thought, you know. So if you're over-sexual as a male, you consider somebody for the streets, you know. But we all know that we all enjoy certain pleasures, you know. You had a long day at work, you don't want to come home and be sexually frustrated some more. So these are some things and tactics that we talked about to please that partner. And shout out to Daniel Dice, shout out to LaShondra. They are amazing actors. I love working with them. Yes. And my ride or die, Lanice Rochelle, who's directing the show, because usually she kicks me out the show and tells me to be an actor, and she takes over and she begins to direct the show and call the show. I think Cleopas is my alter ego. You know, he kind of tells and say things that I probably won't say as Moses, but Cleopas can get away with it. Because when you're dealing with such heavy topics, you have to break it down with some comedy, you know, and food.
And food.
And drinks. Because you're getting a 4-course meal.
Oh my gosh, 4 course?
4-course meal.
And the show.
And the show.
Wow.
A dinner and a show.
Okay, and when can we catch the show? Because I need to go see this.